Although researchers have used the relationship between Greek and Sanskrit in support of an Indo-European linguistic family, it is clear that the relationship between Sanskrit and Greek results from the long influence of India, Pakistan, of the Greeks. This results from the fact that Sanskrit is a lingua franca created by Panini, who used Greek words and grammatical features when he wrote his grammar of Sanskrit. The Hindutva, or Hindu nationalists in India, have begun to teach that Sanskrit, or the Indo-European languages, originated in India. This is a lie. There is no such thing as Indo-European languages. The Indo-European languages are languages that are connected because of the fact that Greeks have a long history in India and Central Asia. As a result of this long history, there is a strong relationship between Greek and Indian languages. Moreover, the Greeks conquered many countries in Europe. These countries in Europe adopted many Greek terms. Because these countries adopted Greek terms, you will find that the relationship between the Indo-European languages and Indian languages is basically through the linked language of Greek. The first Greeks were deposited in Gandhara, which was situated near the Indus River near Peshawar, Pakistan, and Bactria in 494 BC. These Greeks were descendants of the Branchidae, guardians of the oracle of Apollo, near Miletus, situated on the coast of Asia Minor. These Greeks were sent to Gandhara by the Persians, who ruled many of the Greek cities in the old days. The Greek language was probably incorporated into Sanskrit in Gandhara, or Kandahar. It was a major settlement for Greeks. Many of the rules of Sanskrit were codified by Panini, who was born in Salutura in Gandhara, which was located in northwestern Pakistan. Panini's grammar contains 4,000 rules. It is these rules which we teach people who are interested in learning the Sanskrit language. Panini in his writings mentions the word Yavanani at 4149. Yavanani means Greek script. The presence of this term, Yavanani, in Panini's grammar indicates that Greeks were in Gandhara when he wrote his grammar of Sanskrit. These Greeks probably, in a sense, language was incorporated in Sanskrit, which was really a lingua franca. A lingua franca is a language used by people to allow them to communicate in an environment where there are numerous languages spoken. In ancient Gandhara, many languages were spoken. So Panini created Sanskrit so that all of these people from different nationalities could communicate. When Alexander entered the Hindu Kush region in 327 BC, Greek settlements were already in the area. By 180 BC, as the Mauryas fell into decline, the Greek kings of Bactria took control of western Punjab and Gandhara up to the Indus River. Under King Menander, who died in 130 BC, the Greeks had their capital at Tashila. The center of Greek culture in the area was Shahsada, near Peshawar, Pakistan. There was a massive immigration of Greeks into Central Asia as a result of Alexander's conquest of Asia between 335 and 250 BC. These Greeks settled many areas already occupied by Greeks exiled to Afghanistan by the Persians, like Shara-e-Khana, O Kandahar. Shara-e-Khana had been an art communad, fortified city before Alexander's conquest. The Greeks also built or successfully occupied many urban centers in India, especially Bactria, including Ekhanam, Bagram, and Arashostia, Kandahar. There was a large Greek population in the area. Greek sources claim that Greek Bactrians ruled 1,000 cities. It's 1,000 cities. So as you can see, the Greek language was widespread in ancient India. Ancient Bactria was situated between the Middle Oxus, Amudarya River in the north, the Pamir Mountains in the northeast, and the Hindu Kush in the south. After Alexander, there was an increased number of Hellenistic sites between the 3rd and 2nd centuries, especially at Echanum, maybe as a result of Greek immigration. Echanum had a Greek theater that seated 6,000 people. Many Greek terms were probably incorporated in the Prankrits of northern India, Pakistan, and Central Asia. Here the Greeks minted their coins with Kharosthi, Brahmi, and Greek inscriptions. Greek was used for commercial purposes and served as a Bactrian lingua franca of the Kabul Valley and of Gandhara. During the rule of Pushyamitra, many Greeks settled in India. Due to the long history of Greeks in India, Ashoka had some of his edicts written in Greek and Aramaic bilinguals. In 44 AD, Apollonius of Tyana, when he visited Tashia, found that merchants and kings learned Greek as a matter of course. Panini's mention of Yavanani's Greek writing suggests that he may have had a knowledge of Greek when he composed the Sanskrit grammar. Greek rule placed prestige on status elements introduced into the region by the Greeks, especially the Greek language. Status acquired by Bactrians and Indian Pakistanis was thus centered around acquisition of Greek language and Greek culture. This is supported by the evidence that Indian elites used Greek in business and government. This in turn added pressure on the Bactrians to incorporate Greek terms into a lingua franca. Given the popularity of Greek in the region, it is not surprising that Sanskrit would show such a strong relationship to the Indic languages, since it had been spoken throughout the area as early as 494 BC. Commenting on the Greek rules of India, Kalki and Ruswood said that they are referred to as Indo-Greeks, and there were about 40 such kings and rulers who controlled large areas of northwestern India and Afghanistan. They appear as Yavanas in stray references in Indian literature, and there are few but important references in European sources. In conclusion, beginning with the Persians, and especially after Alexander's conquest of Asia, due to the Greek influence in Bactria and India-Pakistan, Indians and Bactrians had to acquire Greek culture to enhance their position and opportunity in North India and Bactria during Greek rule. Without the connection between Sanskrit and Greek, there are no Indo-European language family. And as we have proven, the Greek connection between Indian languages and Greek is a result of the Greek colonization of Central Asia and India. There is no such thing as an Indo-European language family. Indo-European linguistic relationships result from the fact that the Greeks ruled much of Europe, Central Asia, and India in ancient times. The Hindutva are teaching a lie about the history of India. The Indo-European language could not have come out of India because the Indo-European languages do not exist.